let's close our eyes and have our back straight, and let's start to begin breathing. Inhale, 4 counts in, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale, 4 counts out, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you found the rhythm. So let's do it 3 more times. You can go at your own pace or you can follow me. We inhale, making our back straight, keeping our shoulders where they were, and expand your chest. Then exhale, maintaining the same height and just letting the air up. Third time, inhale and exhale. And maybe the last one, we inhale with closed mouth, but then exhale by an open mouth breath. And let's open our eyes and start to begin warm up. So come to a tabletop position. From both the sides, if I hope that will help you understand what I'm doing. Make sure your hips are right above your knee and your shoulders are right above your wrist. And let's start to begin cat and cow. So we'll start with an inhale. As you look up, pull your belly down towards the mat and get the bend in your back. And then exhale, reversing everything for a cat pose, allowing your head to fall down towards the mat. Let's do it 3 more times. So as you inhale, you look up, get your belly down towards the mat. And then as you exhale, send your back towards the ceiling and allow your head or the crown of your head to go towards the mat. Do it 2 more times. Every time you inhale, maybe you go deeper. And then every time you exhale, you push your shoulders and your back towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. And now meet me at the tabletop position. Next, we are going to do round back and opening the chest. So sit down in the eyes closed. And then from here, maybe watch me once. We are going to round our back, come forward, keep coming all the way until you open the chest. We're going to just reverse everything, rounding our back and sit down in a child's pose. Let's do it 3 or 4 times based on whenever you started. So we are as we start from child's pose, we round our back and keep going until we open our chest, send our shoulders down. And then reverse everything, still round our back and sit down in a child's pose. 2 more times. Round it back, opening your chest, shoulders down, and then go back. And the last time, maybe this time you're feeling the back is stretched out, your shoulders are stretched out, so take full advantage, and then round your back. Now let's come back to the tabletop position and let's do some shoulder stretching. So bring your right hand up to the sky and then stretch it underneath your left hand all the way across until your right ear touches the ground. So your right ear has to touch the floor and stay there and make sure you're feeling the stretch in the outside of your right shoulder. Make sure you're breathing 4 counts in, 4 counts out. And then slowly come back to the tabletop position. Let's switch out and do it on the other side. So left hand goes up to the sky. And take it all the way across until underneath your right hand, until your left ear touches the ground. And then stay there. Feel the pressure outside of your left shoulder. Save your neck. Don't push your head or neck on the ground. Just allow it to rest. And then breathe. And let's come back to the center. And from here, let's come to a plank. Plank position and slowly lower yourselves down on the mat. And then get ready for cobra. So have your hands by your side next to your shoulders. Exhale all the air out. And inhale as you lift your shoulders and head up. And then sit down again. And now let's do the back bend. Our body's already opened up now because we did the initial stretch. So you can do the back bend. And now reverse and go to a downward facing dog. And settle down with that. So the first downward facing dog, spread out your fingers. The hands have to fan, the fingers have to fan out. Send your foot towards the ceiling. And then allow your head to fall. Send your gaze towards your foot if you can. And bend one knee at a time. If you're trying here, this is the first down dog. If you've been sitting for a while, then this might be hard. Just give yourself enough time to get into the school. Maybe lift both the heels up to the sky and then allow them to fall down. One more time. Lift both the heels up to the sky and allow them to fall down. And now walk your feet forward to your hands and come to a forward fold. And then from here, slowly we are just going to stand up and come to a stand. Awesome. So we are warmed up, hopefully. Let's do 2 floors. So we'll start from standing up and then we'll go down on the mat and we'll just do a chaturanga. So just keep following me. I think my standing version is more visible in this one. So you can follow my standing version here.
Hey, Akansha, can you maybe switch your microphones, mute the one that's on and then unmute the other one? I'm just curious on the sound.
Yeah, sure. I couldn't figure that out, so that's why.
Bottom left.
There you go.
Do you guys hear TV? No?
Just a little bit, Joanne.
I'll mute myself.
No, they're both muted.
Okay, where do you?
There you go. You got it.
Let's see. I don't know. How do I?
I can see both videos. Perfect.
But I don't know if you can hear me. Okay.
Yes.
Better?
Good. Thank you.
Better?
Yes.
Perfect. So let's do the flow. So come to a standing. You can find a comfortable spot on the mat. And let's start. Let's start with mountain pose. So inhale, send your arms up to the sky and send your gaze forward. As you exhale, make your arms go back a little bit and get an upper back bend. Come back to inhale, mountain pose, and then go for a forward fold as you exhale. And then stay here. You can bend one knee at a time if you want. Just take full advantage of that. You can hold on to your elbows and twist to the right and then to the left. One more time, twist to the right and then to the left. And then let go of your hands or elbows and come for a halfway lift straightening out your back and putting your hands on the shin. And then go to a forward fold and come to a plank. And then from here, we're just going to take a cycle of Chaturanga. So go down on the mat, uncurl your toes out, go for a upward facing dog, and then a downward facing dog. Perfect. And then from here, we're just going to walk our feet forward. And then same way, from a forward fold, we'll just come back up standing. Let's do it one more time. So start with inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. And then take a cycle of Chaturanga. And then meet me at downward facing dog. From the downward facing dog, we're just going to do lunges now. So lift your right leg up in the sky. And then bring it forward to come to a lunge, but allow your left knee to fall down and then come to a comfortable spot. So if you want, you can put a towel underneath your left knee, which I did last time, and I do like it here at home. If you have something, you can put something underneath. And then come here. So the first pose, we're just going to slide our body forward and then feel the stretch in the inside of our left thigh. And let's just stay here. Okay, then let's just come back and we are just going to do hands up and down. So inhale, hands up, exhale, hands down. 4 times. Second, inhale, hands up, look up, exhale, hands down. 3 inhales, hands up, exhale, hands down. And the last one, up and then down. Then let's do the side stretches here. So one hand goes on the side and then the other. We'll do it 4 times. You have to feel the stretch on the opposite side of your body. So make sure you're feeling that. If you're falling, you can always use your hands for support. It's not on the knee. The entire idea is that you feel the stretch in your side. So we just have to do 4 times. I think I've done 4 times. And then you just come back and then take the towel out. If you had that, come to a lunge by lifting your left knee up. And then just stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I do want your knees to be above your ankles. If you're forward, just take it back. Yes. And then allow the knee to fall down and just sit down on your left heel. Now, if you cannot sit down on your left heel, then just stay lifted and then try and reach your right toe. But if you can sit down on your left heel, then take that form. Since I can't do that, I'm just going to sit down on my left heel and then try and reach my right toe. And breathe here. Okay, let's come back to a tabletop. Send your right leg back and come to a plank, and let's take 1 cycle of Chaturanga, your pace, the way you want to take it. Upward facing dog and then downward facing dog. And then from here, let's go on the other side. So left leg goes up in the sky. And then come to a lunge by bringing your left hand next to your, left leg next to your left hand. And allow your right knee to fall down and curl the toe out. If you want to use the towel or something underneath your right knee, go ahead and do that. Bring your torso up and then slide forward. Now in this pose, it's totally fine for knee to go forward. We are feeling the stretch in the right side of our thigh. So it's totally okay to have the knee forward. Now let's come back and let's do the hands up. So inhale, hands up, look up, exhale, hands down. 2, inhale, hands up, look up, exhale, fall down. 3, inhale, hands up, look up, Exhale, fall down. Every time we are raising our hands up, you should be feeling the stretch in the right side of your thigh. So the last one, hands up, look up, and then hands down. Now let's do the side stretches. The right hand goes on the left, and then the other side. So 4 times on each side. 2, and then 2, 3, 3, and then 4, and 4. Perfect. Now let's come back to the lunge. Move the towel out. Lift your right knee up. Keep it in the air, and let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I do want the knee to be on the ankle, so take it back. I can see everybody's falling. Now let's send it back and come to a plank and take a cycle of Chaturanga. Uncurl your toes out. Oh yes, I forgot that. Sorry. So we have to finish it. So actually everybody come down and sit on your right heel and then try and reach your left toe. Thanks Abhishek for reminding. So if you, whatever form you took in the past, just take that. And then hopefully you're breathing. Okay, let's come back to the tabletop. And now if you want, you can take a cycle or you can just take child's pose if you already took downward facing dog. Now we're going to go towards a little bit difficult portion, which is the triangle series, but we'll get through it. So let's lift our right leg up in the sky and bring our right leg next to our right hand for lunge. Get into that form, and now drop your left heel down, and then come back up to standing. So first come up to standing, bend your right knee, and then open your arms out for warrior two. So hopefully your right knee is bent, right knee is above your right ankle, and left leg is nicely rested on the mat. And your hands are teed out, and you're looking towards your right fingers. Your breathing and your weight is equally supported by both your feet. Perfect. Flip out your palms and then slide your body forward and tick-tock your arms so that your right hand goes in front of your right thigh. And left palm hand goes up. And if you can look up towards the ceiling. If that's not easy, then you can keep looking forward. Try and reach towards the ceiling and feel the stretch in the side of your body. Okay, leave your legs there, but bring your torso up and go for a reverse warrior. Send your right hand towards the back wall. Hopefully you're feeling the right side stretch here, and make sure your right knee is still bent. Come back to warrior two, like we started in the beginning by teeing out your arms. And now just turn towards your left side, turn both your toes to one side and open out your hands for a star pose. Okay, this is the star pose. Now let's just come to a squat from the star pose. So try and get your back straight, and then your hands are in the center. I'm going to turn towards your side so that I can see you, but you guys can stay there. Okay, perfect. We're just going to breathe here, and every time we breathe, we take our hands up. Every time we exhale out, we are just going to go lower. Okay, so let's inhale, hands up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, lower down. Last time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, lower down. 3, 2, 1, and start pose. Now tee out your arms. Take your toes forward. So your feet is parallel to the shoulder edge of the mat. And then start to send your torso forward for a separate leg stretch. Allow the crown of your head to go as close to the mat as possible. And then just breathe here. It's hard to breathe here, but just stay here. Allow your body to relax. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings here. towards the ball mounts of your foot. I'm going to leave you guys here for two breaths. So make sure you take full advantage. You can have your hands rested in the center. You can have your hands rested on your ankle. You can even take a shoulder stretch if you want. Your choice. This is your time. Okay, and then when you're ready, you're going to tee out your arms first. Come back up to standing. Get your hands above your head and turn towards your right side. So you are all going to turn towards your right side, so you will face me. And as you face me, both your toes are going to be pointing towards me, and get them closer. Maybe just 1 foot distance between the foot. Okay, perfect. Now bend your right knee and get your hands towards your toes. And then stay there. You can bring your forehead towards your knee as much as possible. You can also leave the prayer pose and have your hands rested on the mat. Now just stay here, breathe. This pose you can bend your right knee, it's totally fine. The entire intention is to get your head closer to your knee. Okay. Then from here, we are just going to keep our hands on the mat still, but lift the left leg up for a half split. And then allow the left leg to fall down to a lunge. And then send the right leg up to a three-legged dog and end in a downward facing dog. Okay, now we have the sequence, so we'll do it on the other side, left leg. Everybody doing okay? Okay, perfect. Left side. So send your left leg up to the sky. Come to a lunge first. Get yourself settled in the lunge. Then drop your right heel down. Come back up. And then open your arms for a warrior two. Take your time. Adjust yourself. See that your left knee is above your left ankle. Your hands are teed out and you're looking towards your left fingers. Make sure your weight is nicely supported between both your feet. If it's forward or backward, adjust yourself. Okay, I think everybody's looking good. Flip out your palms, slide your body forward, and tick-tock your arms so that now your right hand is towards the ceiling, left hand is inside of the thigh. And reach towards the ceiling as much as you can. You will feel the stretch in your right side. Keep the bend in your left knee if possible. Perfect. Now let's come back up, come to warrior two again. And then we're just going to go, no, wait, reverse warrior, sorry. I forgot. So send your left arm towards the back wall and get to a reverse warrior. And now come to warrior two and then go to star pose. So when you go to star pose, just make sure both your feet are pointing on the side. So they are going diagonally. Make sure you have that. And then stretch out your back if you want. And then come to a horse pose. Now in this horse pose, if you want, we can try out, we can play. Let's see, we can dance, we go right and left. Let's lift our right heel up and pulse. 1, 2, 3. Drop your right heel down, lift your left heel up. Pulse. 1, 2, 3. Drop your left heel down, maybe lift both the heels up and pulse. 1, 2, 3, and we just allow it to fall down. So 3, 2, 1, and just start pose. Tee out your arms. Move your toes forward so that your feet are parallel to the shorter edge of the mat, and then send your head down towards the mat for a separate leg stretch. Allow the crown of your head again to go as close as possible to the mat, and then you can keep your arms in the center Or you can go back for a shoulder stretch if you want. Again, take this time, breathe. You can move your body weight towards the ball mounts of your foot. That's going to help you stretch out your hamstrings. And let's see if we can take some twists. So bring your hands down to the center, right in front of your eyes. Keep your right hand there and send your left hand up to the sky. Okay, let's bring it down, switch it out. Keep your left hand right in the center, in front of your eyes, and send your right hand up to the sky. And now bring it down, take one more stretch, the way you want. And then tee out your arms, straighten your back, and start to come back up. Get your hands above your head. Now turn towards your left side. So your left leg is forward, bring your right leg closer to your left leg, and make sure your toes are pointing in the same direction. For me, it's the mirror. For you guys, it's me. So everybody's toes are facing me. Bend your left knee, your hands are still above your head, and send your fingers towards your toe. And then allow, once you reach the mat, you can use the mat for support. Your hands can rest on the mat. Bring your head to go closer to your knee as much as possible. You can feel the compression in your hamstring. That's what we want here. Make sure that's happening. The bending in the knee is totally fine. And make sure you're breathing. This is a hard pose to breathe, but it's very important that you get the breathing at the same pace as we started in the beginning. Okay, then from here, we're just going to lift our right leg up in the sky, get it to the same height as the left hip, and then allow the right heel to fall down, come to a lunge, then go to a three-legged dog by sending the left leg up to the sky, and then come to a downward facing dog. Now let's stay here, take 2 breaths. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper, make a deeper breath, send your head closer to your thighs or closer to your toes. And see if you can feel the stretch here. And then from here, we're just going to bend our knees and walk forward for a Malasana. So this pose, we try and get our feet as wide as possible, maybe as wide as the mat. And we just sit down and use our elbows to push our knees out. And we can keep our hands in prayer pose. Use the space on the mat to actually get into this pose. I think Anika can spread out a little bit more. She's doing Bharatanatyam right now. So a wider stance is better. Yes, awesome. And if you want, you can play around with this one. I think Neil can do that pose where he can put his hands forward and take a frog pose. I'm just going to demo it, but Neil is going to demo it much better, like that, yes. But others can just stay there because this is also a very good hip opener. For people who are very flexible, sometimes the frog pose helps in opening the hips, but if you think you can just stay here, that's also perfect. Awesome. How are we doing on time? Okay. I think now we can start to go towards the pigeon pose. So from here, let's go back to a downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg up to the sky. And then get to a pigeon on your right by making your shin parallel to the shorter edge of your mat. And allowing your left leg to just keep sliding backward. Once you do that, you'll see your hips, both your hips are away from the mat. Make sure both the hips are equidistant from the mat. And once you find that, then get down on your elbows. And then if you think you can go further, rest your head on your hands. This is the best time to breathe. Try and get back to the breathing we had started in the beginning. This is definitely going to help later on. Your sleep-wake cycle will be perfect after this, hopefully. You might be feeling the stretch on the outside of your hips, and that's fine. Just acknowledge that and continue to stay there. Okay, let's start to come out of this pose now. So slowly bring yourselves back to attention. Bring some weight in your hands, and then slowly curl your toes, left toes in, and then come to a downward facing dog. Then from the downward facing dog, we're going to take a counter stretch. Lift your right leg back up in the sky, bend at the knee, and then open to a flip dog. And then let it go. Now let's go on the other side. So everybody back to downward facing dog. Now let's do pigeon on the left. So lift your left leg up in the sky, and then bring it parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. Same care and control. Curl your right toe out, allow your right leg to slide out. Keep going until your hip cannot go any further. Make sure both your hips are equidistant from the floor. Then come down to your elbows. And then if you can go further, rest your head on your hands. And stay here. Try and get your breathing back. 4 counts in, 4 counts out if you can. Take full advantage of this pose. Your left hip might be different from your right hip, and that's totally fine. Just again acknowledge what stretch you're feeling and just breathe through it. Okay, let's start to bring some weight back to our hands. Slowly curl your toes in. Very carefully come back to a downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up to the sky and take a counter stretch. So bend your left knee and then open your knee out. And then come back to a downward facing dog. Now we're just going to go to a cobra. So come to a plank, lower yourself down, and then uncurl your toes out and keep your hands here next to your shoulders. So first, let's just do a cobra again, like we did earlier. Exhale all the air out, and then inhale to lift your shoulders and head up. And then relax. Keep your hands by your side. You can have your chin rested on the mat. Now your choice here, if some of you are going to HPF, then you can have your hands underneath your thighs. Otherwise, you can just have them on the side. Because everybody wants it on the side. So just keep them on the side. Have your chin rested on the mat and lift your right leg up to the sky. Just the right leg. Keep your chin rested on the mat. Then allow your right leg to fall down. Bring your left leg up to the sky. Allow your left leg to fall down. Zip. Get both the legs together and lift both the legs up to the sky. Keep your chin still rested on the floor. And then allow them to fall down. Now have your turn towards the right side. So your left cheek is touching the ground, and just relax. And then breathe. When you turn your head, you will see your neck is going to feel a little bit of a stretch. So let that happen. And then just relax. Let's bring our chin back to the center. And then tee out your arms. And let's do Superman. So tee out your arms and lift both the hands and the legs up at the same time as you inhale. You can also have goalpost arm, the way you want. And then relax. Now turn your head on the other side. The right cheek is going to touch the ground. Okay, let's come back to the center. Let's do a floor bow if you can. I think all of you can do a floor bow. So bend your legs at the knee. Hold on to your ankles if you can. Make sure your knees are nicely together. And then first exhale all the air out and then inhale and lift yourself up by kicking your heels or by kicking your legs behind. Perfect. And then just relax and then turn on the other side, whichever side you were on the last time. Okay, let's get back to the center and let's come to a tabletop position and then sit down on your heels. We'll just do a tortoise pose. So get your hands up above your head. You get your back straight. Your hands are next to your ears. And then start to hinge down from your hip until your hands touch the floor. Keep going until your head touches the ground. So while your head is trying to touch the ground, your hips are also trying to settle down on your heels. So try to force both of the things to happen. Keep your elbows lifted. This is an active pose for your hands. And then come back up, hinge from your hip again, and then allow your hands to fall down. Let's do a camel pose. If you can stand up on your knees and keep your knees hip distance apart. Get your hands behind on your lower back. And then start to exhale as you look up towards the ceiling and you're just going to go back. So let's start exhaling. Make sure your hips are staying above your knees. So I don't want you to fall down. Just stay like this, but then the entire idea would be that your upper back is going to just feel the bend. So start exhaling and send your gaze up towards the sky and then keep going until you see the back wall. And then when you cannot go any further, come back up. And now just settle down. So this one typically in a hot yoga, it's a harder pose, but I hope this was fine for you guys here. Let's do a counter pose of this. Get your hands behind on your heels. So you're just going to put your hands on your heel, toes out, thumbs out, fingers in, this way. Fingers in, thumbs out, and then we're just going to round our back. So just start to tuck your chin in and keep rounding the back. Keep going until your head touches the knee. But don't rest your head on the ground, just keep it lifted. And if you think you can do that, then start to send your hips up towards the ceiling, and that is going to help you stretch more. Lower your hips down if you did that, and then start to come back up to standing. Now let's settle down on the mat. And then have some hamstring stretches or hamstring compression as well. So your right leg out, left leg is bent. Now here, option for you, you can take a hamstring stretch or you can even get your knee a little bit bent and then take that stretch. Whatever you choose, that's your practice, so choose whatever you like. Once you're settled down here, get your hands up to above your head and send your hands towards the right toe. Now, if your knee is lifted, then you can send your head towards the knee and then get a deeper stretch here. And hamstring stretch, just take your form the way you like it. But try and get both the hands to your left knee so you will feel the stretch on the outer side of yours. This time, this side. In this pose, you should be feeling on the left side of your body right here. Okay, come back up and now it's to switch out. So left leg is stretched out, right leg is bent, and same form. If you took the hamstring stretch, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, bend your knee, get your hands up towards above your head, and send your palms towards your left heel, toe. And if your knee is bent, then get your head closer to the knee. While you're doing that, force your right hip to the mat. And that's going to stretch more on the hamstring, and then send your arms towards your toes. If you can reach there, you can start to hinge your hips more and get the stretch in your hamstrings. If your lower back is too tight, then you can just bend your knees again and then take the same kind of stretch as we took for single legs. For hamstring stretch, our back is supposed to be straight. Okay, come back up, and then we're just going to lie down on the mat. I'm going to move my camera a little bit this way so that you can see me. So let's just lie down on the mat. This way is better. I can't decide what's better. Yeah, I guess this is better. Okay, let's lie down on the mat. Bring your right knee closer to your armpit and maybe outside your lungs and then closer to your armpit. Does it look fine or does it look the other direction? Can you guys follow me? Okay, I think you are. Okay, then from here, we're just going to take a spine twist. So send your right knee to the left side of your body, but then keep your right shoulder rested on the mat. And then if you can look towards the right side. The entire intention here is as you bring your right knee down towards the left side, you're forcing your right shoulder to stay connected to the mat. And you're getting the twist in your back. Bring your knee back to the center. And for a minute, just have both the knees bent and hug both your knees. Now send your right leg, stretch it out and keep your left knee bent. Again, around your stomach maybe, and then keep it, bring your left knee closer to your armpit. Exhale all the air out, and then get a spine twist. Send your left knee towards the right side, and left shoulder is still touching the ground. And this time you're going to look towards your left side. As you force your left shoulder to stay connected to the mat and your right and your left knee to go down towards the right side, you will feel the twist in your back. Okay, let's bring your knee back to the center, hug both the knees together. And at this point, if you want, let's take a happy baby and then we can take some fun poses in the way you like. So first, let's go for a happy baby. Stamp your feet up towards the ceiling and massage your back by going right and left. And then try out whatever you want. You can take a plow pose, you can take a shoulder stand, you can take any stand you want. So we can start with the shoulder stand if you want. Just send your legs up to the sky. You can keep going up if you can. Otherwise, you can just send your feet back. This is your choice. You don't have to take it. This is totally optional. So if you are doing it, then send your legs back to the ceiling and then bend your knees and then come back up. And you can take whatever you want here if you want, but otherwise, just squeeze yourself in a small ball and then relax on the mat. And we're going to end our yoga practice with a little section of corpse pose. So settle down on your mat, have your hands by your side, Relax your legs nicely and keep your head nicely rested. Make sure your lower back is touching the mat and you're relaxed every part of your body. So start relaxing from your eyes, your jaws, your shoulders, maybe your hips, your wrist, your knees, your ankle, and your toes. Just breathe normally. Let's stay here for 2 minutes and then see if you can get into a meditative pose. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, we can start to bring some attention back to our body. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe sway your toes from right to left. And then if you want, you can take a good morning stretch, or you can just bend your knees and then let them fall on right or left. And then slowly bring yourself to a fetal pose. Left side or right side, whatever is comfortable. Use your hands as pillow. And then whenever you're ready, help yourself to come to a cross-legged position. Let's end the class with a communal inhale and exhale. So hands rested again, and let's close our eyes and let's take inhale and exhale. And we open our eyes. Okay.